Take it off of here and then let it come down, and it comes down solidly. You have to really work at it to rock it. If you've got one of these saws, more or less the inexpensive, somewhat portable horizontal band saw, of which a lot are made now, you might want to take a better look into it, and I'm sure already you've had some problems with it because the way it comes equipped, it's not very good at all. It lacks quite a few things. We're going to go over what those things are and what you might be able to do about it. The first thing is, with the saw of this type, there's no internal frame. So what I've done is to go ahead and add an internal frame that you see down there, the bars coming across, so that this cheap metal skirting is not acting like the total support for the saw. The saw actually turns out to be quite heavy. It's awkward, it's bulky, and it's easy to lose control of as you start to try to pick it up by the handle and move it around. And so I had a couple of mishaps with it. Nothing too bad, just, loss of control, and then it fell off the end of the concrete here. I was able to pick it up, but I decided I didn't ever want to have to go through that again. So 2 or 3 things about this saw. The wheels that are on it, let's come around here, aren't so very good to start off with, so I've replaced the wheels. They're more outboard than before, giving a little bit more of a wide track so that the saw cannot tip over. And before I forget it, I want to mention the bearings. So the bearings that come with the saw are actually inferior. These have to be replaced, and what I would do is go to the bearings that have the covers definitely encapsulated and get those replaced right away, because you don't have much time on the ones that are supplied with it. They're open bearings and they tend to foul out on you. I wanted to show you the internal part of the frame here if I could. I've got some stills, but you can see how the frame is put together, and then it goes on up and supports the saw. And then here, where the handle would go, can get that shot, goes against the cross member rather than to just simply go into the metal skirting. That cheap metal skirting that they supplied is just not worth it. Let's see. Oh, there was something else I wanted to talk about here. Still working on this little problem. But the pulley that comes with this saw isn't so good. It's not deep enough as far as I'm concerned, so you have problems, keeping the blade on there. So I'm still working on that. You want to take your time tensioning it. And it'll last a long time, definitely, but it's just a problem area for this saw. And then the most unique thing of all, let me put this down. I decided to have a set of movable wheels, transport wheels. So I put together a pretty good set of stuff here so that you get locking and you get toggling, so you can deploy and redeploy and then move the saw a lot easier than just picking it up by the handle. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. So currently in the up position, I have a locking collar here that I show you how to make, and then the parts are pretty standard. You just take it off of here and then let it come down, and it comes down solidly. You have to really work at it to rock it. And so the reverse, to bring it back up, I've got this pedal I've made, and then you just simply bring this up and step on the pedal, and the locking collar should drop, and all ready to go again. This folds up out of the way. So that's basically it. The cheap metal skirting cannot support all of this stuff, so you have to put a frame in here, build some members, and that should help your saw out quite a bit. It'll last a long time. One more thing, this saw blade, I've got a replacement blade here that should be pretty good. I've decided to basically always use the M42, which has the cobalt in it, and I found that by going out on the internet you can get a pretty good deal a blade like this that's like the hard, the bimetal with the hard, very hard teeth, that's about 20 bucks. And the Lennox brand material is probably something that you'd want to look for. I cut stainless steel and I'm subject to cut anything, so I have these ready to go. And for 20 bucks, it's a good deal. It's better than anything you'll get at the standard old hardware type places we've been going. I'm going to go ahead and include some tips on cutting a square washer for the locking collar. It's necessary to drill out a piece of steel, in this case a square construction washer, available just about anywhere. Drill it out, in my case it's 1 inch, step on up to that, and then drill the corners out to 1/4 of an inch, and then insert a hacksaw blade handle with multiple hacksaw blades using some oil, and then cut crisscross for a while and then back and forth until you get it all completely squared out. And then you can achieve a square hole without too much trouble. You don't need to do a lot of hand filing. And that's how I make the locking collar. Figured I better put that in there because I'm not going to do this again for a long time.